Rolls-Royce makes the most luxurious cars in the world, and the richest people in the world dream of owning a Rolls-Royce. But surprisingly, this luxurious Rolls-Royce was started by a boy whose entire childhood was spent doing child labor in poverty. The story begins in 1863. Henry Royce is born in a small village in England. When Royce was only 4 years old, his father's business was ruined. His entire family was on the streets. But this was just the beginning of problems. At the age of 9, Royce lost his father forever, because of which his mother had to work as a maid, and Royce started delivering newspapers. Till now, Royce's future was filled with darkness. But at the age of 14, a turning point came in his life. One of his aunts saw potential in Henry. She went to the Great Northern Railway Company. She joined Royce as an apprentice. In the next 3 years, Royce worked day and night. He read dozens of books and worked in a factory. He learned carpentry, maths, and most importantly, electronics. At the age of 17, he became a fully capable mechanic. At the age of 21, he was working as an engineer in a company called Maxim Western. But due to financial difficulties, this company was about to close. Royce had the option to take up a job in many other companies, but he decided to open his own electrical engineering company. He used his £20 savings and started a small office space in Manchester, F.H. Royce & Company. He also joined his friend Ernest Claremont as a partner. Initially, Royce did whatever he could to survive, like repairing sewing machines, electrical fittings, etc. But Royce saw that demand for electrical fittings and lightings was increasing. So he started manufacturing R-clamps, bulb holders, and electronic doorbells. This changed the company's fate. By 1900, the company's sales had crossed £20,000. At the age of 38, Royce had a family. They were planning to build a huge factory. Everything was going well. Then a twist comes in the story. In 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. Competition increased, and the prices of electronics equipment fell. Royce's business started crashing. As the business failed, Royce's physical and mental health deteriorated. When Royce consulted a doctor, he got a simple advice. Royce needed fresh air to recover. He was advised to buy a car so that he could travel without strain. Royce took a vacation to recover. He bought a French-made car called Decoville. This car made a lot of noise. Brakes were ineffective, and overheating was a problem. This car was below standard for a perfectionist like Henry, so he decided to make minor modifications. So he redesigned the car. This redesigned car was superior to the original Decoville car. This gave Royce the confidence to build his own car. He could even start a car business. He assembled a team and started designing his new car. He was sent to a workshop for casting. Eventually, Royce's 10 horsepower and 2-cylinder car started taking shape. In terms of quietness, lightness, durability, and reliability, this car was superior. On 1st April 1904, it was tested on the road. In its first test, it covered a distance of 50 kilometers without any problem. Royce made 2 more cars of the same model. In the end of 1915, Rolls-Royce made the Hawk engine for light aircraft. In 1916, Rolls-Royce made the smaller version of the Eagle, the Falcon engine, and in 1918, Rolls-Royce made the Condor engine for large and long-range aircraft. Due to these engines, Britain got a major advantage in aerial combat, spying missions, anti-submarine operations, and bombing missions. And this became an important reason for their victory. Rolls-Royce's entry in aero engine manufacturing proved to be a brilliant step. And even today, Rolls-Royce's engines are used in thousands of commercial and military aircrafts. In 1918, World War I ended, and for the next 15 years, Rolls-Royce focused on both cars and aero engines. He launched a smaller and cheaper car named 20. Unfortunately, the sales of 20 were not very impressive. By 1925, competition had increased due to brands like Bentley, Del Mar, and Cadillac in the luxury car market, and Rolls-Royce needed a bold car to maintain its position. That's why he replaced the Silver Ghost and launched the new Phantom with better performance and 4-wheel brakes. Phantom was quite successful, and it made Rolls-Royce the king of the luxury car market again. In the future, Phantom II was also launched, which was equally well received. In 1931, Rolls-Royce acquired Bentley, which was about to go bankrupt. And after this, Rolls-Royce designed another iconic car, Bentley 3.5-liter, which was a successful blend of Rolls-Royce and Bentley. But unfortunately, Rolls-Royce never saw this car with his own eyes. On April 22, 1933, 70-year-old Henry Rolls-Royce took his last breath. A few months before the production of the car, Rolls-Royce has seen many ups and downs since the death of Sir Henry Royce. On one hand, iconic cars like Phantom III, Silver Shadow, and Ghost were launched. On the other hand, he had to face financial difficulties in the 1960s, due to which his aviation and automobile business were separated. And currently, Rolls-Royce is owned by BMW Motors. But even today, Rolls-Royce is the greatest symbol of ultimate luxury due to its iconic cars. Owning a Rolls-Royce is like owning a masterpiece, which symbolizes the perfection and charisma of Rolls.